Yo guys, what is good? Asia once again with another video, and today we're finally playing Guardian Tales. So, because I have no idea how this game is being played and I have done no research, but this game has been popping off like in all directions. All my friends played and yeah, there's simply no more reason to hesitate. And because of that, I invited one of my friends who praised the game highly to just introduce the game to me and hopefully to you if you haven't had any knowledge what the game is about and what you can do. So he walks me through the first hour or so of gameplay, and yeah, um let's just get into that, and I will see you after that when we do some of the summons that this game has to offer. So I hope you will enjoy it. See you later.
So right now, you will see that your shield doesn't do anything in combat. It'll stay that way for the entirety of the game. There's no like block mechanics in this game, just dodge. Uh,
Okay, so what does the shield do? It just gives me
it
stats?
just gives you, yeah, it's just really a stat boost and an aesthetic.
Okay, she doesn't want. Ooh,
Now
cool.
you're lighting this on fire.
I actually just picked it up and randomly walked into it,
Oh, go collect the chest.
and I get a mole glove. Cool.
You can now break those small rocks we were talking about earlier.
Oh, cool. So
These right
these
here,
ones?
yeah. Yep.
Oh, okay. Orcs are
Yeah, and
dead.
so you see how you have these like coins hidden around the map, and then that gold piece that's just there. You can see at the top you're missing like
Yeah.
8, and there's 2. Uh, some worlds you can't collect all of them on the first playthrough. It requires you to like kind of world build a little bit,
So you
open
will
up areas and
get
things like that.
abilities over time.
Correct. Yeah. So Uh, don't always take it that way, but generally for the entire first world, you can collect all of these coins and all of these.
Eh,
See, she runs away, and because you found her, she gives you this map that unlocks a side mission. And
Okay.
in side missions is generally where you get the best gear. It's also a place where you can get free heroes, a ton of gold, things like that. And now you've unlocked the way back to the beginning.
Cool. So in these side missions, they're like the same level? Are they like super high level?
Uh, some are definitely harder than others, uh, but generally they're around the same level. Like there's one stage in this world where all it is you walk in and you meet this elf, and the elf doesn't want to wake up unless you can go find super rare comic books for her to enjoy. And so you have to run around the rest of the world and like all the different stages and try to find those comic books to bring back to her.
How can I dodge? Is it mostly my sprint ability?
Yeah, you can do that. You'll have up to 3 actions. So like you have your attack action right now. In a little bit, you'll get your awakening stones where you can unlock your hero active. You can't break this one. You need bombs for those ones.
Yeah, that was too big. It
And then
reminds me so much of Zelda and Bomberman, like good games that I played like when I was young.
yeah, I think you're gonna love your first playthrough, man.
And
You are missing 1 gold piece and 2 stars. Or one,
did I
yeah,
miss
and 2
something?
coins. It's probably near the exit on your way out. There might be one more puzzle. Oh, what'd you just throw there? You just found a secret passage. I forgot all about that.
I thought that was a bush.
Yeah, there's some really, really hidden passages in this map. Or not this map, but this game entirely. Um, and
Okay,
they're
so
really entertaining. Most of the time, the most hidden ones will give you these things called tapes, which you haven't unlocked Heaven Hold quite yet. But once you do, you turn them in Heaven Hold. Those are the like hardest things to find. Oh, you got caught. And now you meet Team Rocket.
They are exactly like Team Rocket. If this
They
little
don't try to hide it much either.
raccoon, what is it? Raccoon,
It's supposed to be like a Meowth.
Can I join them?
There's no decision that you can make that really impacts the game.
Oh,
It just changes dialogue, so go with whatever you feel like. You will have like a good and bad bar at the top, but there is no way to actually be a bad guy at this point.
the little bear could talk, so it's definitely Meowth.
Yeah.
Okay, so I swing and do what?
You just wait for Lorraine here. Yeah.
Okay.
The crazy innkeeper. Don't trust her.
I mean, she rescued me. Who's Kamail? Is that some sort of god?
No, I don't think so. I don't really know, to be honest with you. I think that might be the first time I've ever read that name. Is that your name?
Nope.
I don't know.
Can I click
There's
somewhere?
not really
and see
gods
my
in this
name?
game.
Ooh. There's a big guy. She fires as well.
Yeah, she's
She
currently
doesn't
on your
really
team.
deal damage.
She'll heal you. That's kind of her main
Oh,
thing.
she does deal damage. She deals way more than I do. She's so strong. Okay, so I need to still collect
Now
one of those chests.
Yep. Now, chests aren't totally... See, if you look at the top left, you'll see that there's some pixels in the area that you were in that aren't completely uncovered. So that means that there's still some area. No, you go back to the last room you were in. You see how on the minimap you're in this room?
Yeah.
You see how... No, not this room. Go to the other room. Yeah, on the left there. You see how at the top of this room, it's... Yeah, see how you're unlocking new portions of the map?
Okay.
So
Oh,
you
okay,
gain
so
4
that is a
DPS from
chest.
that. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Those
so...
just means like collectible items on the map, yeah.
Alright. I thought that would actually mean chests. So what are these gold coins for and these purple coins?
So the big gold coins are definitely the rarer one. You can use those to upgrade buildings and such. You haven't unlocked Heaven Hold quite yet. You'll do that in a couple of chapters. But it's kind of like your generic Farmville type town building thing, and it'll give you like more gold and resources and the like. So you see, you did all 3 stars. Since we did everything, you get 50 gems per star that you collect
Oh,
on the
that
map.
is cool. And I get
And then
event
the roadmap
points.
event, that's the specific event that's going on right now. You can collect a lot of resources that way. And now it wants to walk you through leveling up your character. That makes the level up process super straightforward.
Okay, and I completed that. So do I need to wait or can I just upgrade him fully with whatever
You
tokens
can go
I
ahead
have?
and upgrade him. Yeah, that's fine. Knight isn't like someone you want to invest a ton of resources in, but the good thing with Knight is that he is there on each of these events. There's certain guardians that will give you additional bonus points, and Knight is always one of those. So that's his like main benefit in the game, is that he's always valuable for events.
Okay, so he is not a mandatory character at all. Like you just use him
No.
because you now have him.
Yeah, obviously in certain cutscenes and stuff that he'll just like come out of nowhere, but not mandatory now. She makes it to where you don't really have to worry about anything more than just like figuring out the game. So now you got to figure out this puzzle. Oh, run away! You're blowing up the bombs. Those things
They
will
didn't
hurt you.
even take damage. Can I kill them with one shot? No.
Yep, you snuck up behind him, so you got to do extra, like basically a big crit. That's not something that happens very often in the game.
Also, the puzzle was that I could have skipped them or do the crit on them.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever suited
Now you have to
best.
figure out this puzzle, which is pretty straightforward.
Okay.
Yep.
There's a lot of fire puzzles that are probably just like this. Just to ease you into the game, I assume. And
Yeah,
they
for
will
now.
get
There's
harder.
there's like an entire area dedicated to like harder puzzles. And then there's like that's like a big labyrinth thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's like 2 of them at this point. There's a lot of additional like formats this game has at you. Like there's an entire roguelike format. There's live PvP. There's not live PvP. There's what are some more things? There's 2 different types of like towers that are like harder and harder and harder, like puzzles or fighting campaigns. And then there's like an AFK tower where it's like you set up a team and you have to try to see if they're strong enough to ascend the tower.
So this tower, would I compare this like in access to UPeers or
Yes, you would definitely compare the portions of it to you, Pierce. Yeah,
I got a
and then
phone.
yeah, so you can run around the map and people will become your friends, and the more friends that you have on your thing, the more gems you can get, as well as they give you boosts in your town when they come and visit and stuff like that. So it's a pretty cool little thing. Also, you can read their dialogue every once in a while on the phone screen, and they're hilarious. So the last area you were in was just like a passageway, and then this is a main
Oh.
campaign one. You can tell the difference
Yeah,
by at the
I'm
top
now at the
there.
other side.
Yep.
So this is
So if you
basically
go
the
down
way that I
that we
needed to
couldn't
go.
get through, yeah. So that switch was just a decoy.
Oh, this is
They
healing?
just heal you. Mm-hmm.
They heal by a lot. Oh no, I guess it's
Yeah.
different for each character. Like, I don't think it's 10,800 or something.
It's like a percentage.
Oh, that was not planned. That is cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of jumping puzzles too. And see, now you have a weapon skill. So each weapon has its own skill.
Oh,
So now you do a
blade
tornado
flurry.
slash with this weapon. So you
Cool.
can try to pair the type of weapon skill, like in terms of what it actually does on screen to the character. And then each weapon also does an effect. I think this one is injury. Like they get injured and they take like bleed damage over time, or they take bonus physical damage.
Okay, so this
See,
is
that's a
one.
puzzle you have to figure out eventually as well on this map. But and so you'll get hero skills that chain off specific types of statuses. So you want to then pair the unit to a specific status that the weapon does. I think that the knight chains off everything, so it's not that big of a deal with him.
They
But I'll
can
take like a
also
rare
have
hero. Like
status effects. I saw something
yeah,
like downed.
yep.
Do these status
So
effects
they
do
don't
something?
like affect the game like a ton. Like you wouldn't like run into a map with the intent of like these specific units I need to down at this point type of thing. They more so allow you to chain your more powerful skills. So you'll get your hero skill, which is technically called a chain skill in the game, but
Mm-hmm.
it's like you have to unlock it by investing enough resources in them.
I get a
And
pet.
then if yeah, sort of. If you're like mixing pixels on the map, it's probably best to go like make sure you have
Oh,
the
I'm
whole
walking
map squared
towards the
away.
end. What is this character?
He's just a guy on fire, just chilling. His head's on
Can I
fire.
pick him up?
He appears every once in a while.
Oh,
And you
oh.
got your second face break friend.
Give me this one. Yes!
And yep.
Okay, so now I go back to the area where I was. I want to explode some bombs. That is pretty cool. Like, I played a lot of Secrets of Grindia, if that says something. Like, it's made by a solo developer, also 8-bit style and reminiscent of the old school Zelda. Um, World building is such an important part, and this game doesn't seem like the typical gacha that uh, we had with like Raid or Exos, where you just maybe ignore the story for the most part. Oh, I cannot bring this in.
Nope. You got to find that area on a different part of the map
Okay.
because it's a cave, so it's taking you somewhere. You got to find on the map where it was taking you.
So yeah, from a puzzle element, that's all cool. So it is a gacha game nonetheless, right?
Yeah, there's definitely a collect a bunch of diamonds, try to roll for the banner unit type of feel to it, and then you get to use that banner unit in the game.
So,
Hey, welcome back, Leo.
oh, welcome back. Um, so how are the gacha rates in comparison to some other games?
Uh, it's not the highest and it's not the lowest. The game does a pretty good job of letting you do rolls pretty
Mm-hmm.
often. I'm a fairly casual GT player at this point. I kind of just like AFK farm every day and then log off type of thing. And waiting for new content. And I still get about probably like 4 10x's worth every banner cycle just by doing that.
So, how many characters are in the game?
Oh, I think I have a spreadsheet. I think there's 65 now.
Okay, that's pretty good. And are they all
Yeah,
kind of unique or carbon copies of something else?
there's like 1-star units that really don't do anything, and then there's but the 2 stars and 3 stars are all very unique. I don't honestly think I can say any hero is very much like another. A lot of the uniques are based off of other characters. So, like, there's a character called Craig, which you get throughout the story at some point, and he's basically like a super tank.
Mm-hmm.
And then they released like a robot version of him, essentially. That's an even bigger super tank. So they'll do similar things, but they're not like thematically the same or anything like that. But there's a lot of unique designs to this game, and the gameplay is very different between them as well. It's not like Exos where it's you're just kind of picking which skill you want to do. You actually got to learn how to play and position and stuff like that, or how much damage you might take if someone hits you and things like that. So it's more of an action combat system compared to traditional gacha JRPG type style.
How much can you evade? Like, if I'm a good player, can I evade like 90%
Just about
of the
everything.
attacks?
Yeah, for sure. You can. I think there's people that you could probably. This game isn't exactly something you could do quickly, but you could probably do like a no damage type of run in this game if you wanted to. And you found another quest area.
Okay, so they are quite common, these secret areas.
Yeah, actually. Some of them are a lot more obvious than others, but there's quite a few of them. There's probably at least one per main scenario. Sometimes you can get upwards to like 3 or 4 per scenario because some of these areas get really big. And so there's a lot to explore and do across the entire scenario. Yeah, I believe by the time you get to the first 10 pool, the majority of the aspects that I would need to explain are there. Uh, Mainly the things that we're waiting to review is like weapon upgrading, character upgrading in terms of like awakening stones, and then like the shop and like how to spend certain items and things like that.
In terms
Yep.
of like how gracious is the game in terms of uh how many resources you get per week, per month? You
So
mentioned
they're constantly adding new ways to get resources. So one of the major things that people complained about was that they weren't getting enough stamina, which is coffee in this game.
Hmm.
And so they were like, oh, we don't really want to fix the timing. So what we're going to do is at 3 points in the game, we'll just give you an extra 100. Like we'll refill you all the way back. And then they started integrating like new systems for like getting coffee through dungeons and things like that. The only thing that they kind of skimp you on is awakening stones, and they just introduced that roguelike that I told you about called Camazone, where you can actually just use the currency from that tower to buy them every week.
Hmm.
So they went a long way in making that more accessible. Um, and
So
we just got introduced to a new situation that they haven't released on the global version, but is released in Korea right now, where you can just simply put a unit into this like chamber, like a hyperbolic chamber, and while they're in that chamber, they're max level, max awakening, max everything. So if you get a new unit, you could just like instantly play them if you wanted to. So as you can see there at the bottom of the details, if you go back for just a second, I'll show you. Yeah. You can see everything that this World 1 has for you. So
Mhm.
you have 64 of 221 purple coins. It shows you all the substages. So there's 17 substages you could get. If you do everything, you get a skin for Karina, who you haven't unlocked quite yet.
So how many characters do I get in
Oh,
the beginning?
so go back to details there. You can actually see at the top acquired champions.
Oh,
Those will be the champions
these
you can
5.
get from World 1. Yeah. And some of them are quite good, like Elveria, the chick with the apple on her head. You could use that as your primary carry for like the entire game if you wanted to.
Okay, so there's actually some pretty good characters. So
Yes,
this
you
is
can
World
easily beat
3.
the entire game without getting a rare unit.
There's some recommended types. So is there different damage types?
Yeah, there is different damage types. So you're a melee, and Lorraine there, who is your teammate, she is a ranged. Those are the two primary, and then there's like spells, but they're counted as ranged. Hey, you remember that fire can burn down signs? I'm only giving it away because I actually spent a solid 45 minutes on this map trying to figure that puzzle out.
Okay, so
I'm like, where is this thing? You can generally, okay, so if you saw, or if you remember, maybe like if you do a YouTube edit, you could like stop and show there's like these little particles that will come off places where those star gems are hidden. And so that's how you could know that that
oh
star gem is there, is that it's basically shiny.
yeah, I
And
saw that
sometimes
in one of those stones in the previous map.
mm-hmm. Yeah, and so sometimes these things right here will have like coins underneath them. They'll have like I think if you move this one over, there's coins underneath this big one right here. Yeah.
Hmm.
So it kind of is teaching you right now to like don't assume the map is just gonna have coins laying out. You have to kind of like discover them. Yeah, sometimes like if you're in a library, you need to like burn books to find them and things of that sort. So you see there's two switches there.
Yep.
You got to figure out a way to get
Okay,
both of them.
like these kind of puzzles.
Oh, then you're gonna love this game, man. These things get super complex and they're amazing.
Yeah, I don't want to run back. Okay. Now what? Ha!
You got them. Generally, the way to do that, I've never seen anybody use the fire, is to move that big block down and then like corner him into it in like dungeons and things like that. But generally in the worlds up until probably World 7, or actually probably the end of World 5, you should be able to easy clear it. There's a boss at the end of World 5 that is generally like the first wall that people hit, and they have to start thinking about team comps and how to play out the game.
So in general, because you have the ability to dodge things, how much can you cheese different things?
There's not really easy ways to cheese things. There is one side boss that is ridiculously hard. uh, especially if you try to fight it when you like discover it, but you can cheese her. So that's really the only boss I can think of that you can cheese. Everything else, they kind of trap you in a controlled rooms. So they kind of determine what you can and can't do.
Okay. In terms of damage progression, like, do I actually need to hit certain thresholds to enter stages, or can I go in completely under
No, I don't
leveled?
think so. Yeah, if you unlock the area, you can give it a try.
Take
You will
this.
definitely run into yeah, there you go. You will run into side missions that really will throw you for a loop. But especially once you get to World 7, there's one in World 3, which is what I was talking about. But and then there's one in Shin City that I actually had to beat the game and get way too over leveled to even do. And I think at that point I was still spending crystals to come back to life.
Okay, so you can spend crystals if you die.
Yes, you can.
So how many worlds are there?
We're at 9 right now, and then there's 6 in hard mode. 6 or 7. I think there might be 7 now in hard mode.
Okay, so
And then there's new worlds for each major event. So they'll do events for like the traditional main characters, and they have like 5 stages in those as well that are super thematic and super dialogue heavy and funny. So this game does events better than any game probably you will play, period, nonetheless, for a gacha.
so how are the events usually?
So they're like completely new content, and like there was one called Hollywood, where there's a character in the game named Eugene who's a movie star, and essentially you like learn her entire backstory, but the
Mhm.
entire time they just make you go through worlds. Like in one world you're Batman, and another submission you do the entire movie of Inception, like things like that. You
Okay,
make
cool.
Samuel L. Jackson cry. Like it's like that type of scenario, and then they'll like they first one they did reminded me of Unordinary, the manhwa, if you've read that.
Not
So they'll just
yet.
like take anime references and do an entire thing on that. Like basically there's a fox girl named Ari. Her arc is very similar to Naruto. So they like to do a lot of puns and make a ton of fun and joke at the fact that they're making jokes and things of that nature.
So Ari from League of Legends.
Yes, yes, you can definitely make that reference. And then there's a lot of times where they make very, very risque, suggestive jokes leading that way, and then they make it wholesome again and things of that nature.
Also, there's like tons of different humorous types that are
Yes,
not
it'll
just.
appeal to everyone, but at the same time, you could still let your 6-year-old play this game.
That is cool. Like, most games that I've recently seen is like they have this kind of over sexualization, especially in gacha games.
Yes, that's one of
And
my biggest pet peeves.
it just makes you think that the only appeal that those games have is
You can
usually.
figure out that puzzle right now, by the way.
Oh, I can.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yep.
was thinking way too complicated. I was like, oh, I need to do something
You
like.
will run into that a lot. They actually like to throw that curveball at you. They'll throw you through a super hard scenario, and then the next one appears hard, and they just like are like, nah, it's actually a lot more simple than you think it is. They really like to mess with your head. That's like the entire point of the whole game. Explain the shop to you. So here's your resources here. Every day they do like that free thing so they can show you like, hey, you can buy gold and stuff here. You don't have to do that. The next tab is hero growth, and here
Oh,
you
okay,
can see
so
you
these
can
are
spend
these
your crystals and
points.
things. Yeah. if you choose to use them in this way. It's actually best to save these star gems for the high grade ones if you're going to do that, but you also need them for the map, so don't use too much of them. And then after, see, it says starting world 2, you can spend some of your hero coins to get shards for the rarer units in the game.
Oh, okay. So it's a shard collector and pure gacha, I assume.
Yeah, but you cannot unlock a character with shards alone. The shards allow them to get to a higher star level. The max star at the moment is 5 stars. And then they'll introduce a dungeon to you where you can actually just go farm any shards you want. So if
Okay.
you're willing to sacrifice time, you can do that. And then here's equipment. And all of the equipment just costs gold. So you could buy all the way up to super epic items down here at the bottom for several million gold if you wanted to.
How valuable is
And
gold?
some of these are really good.
Like, how long would I farm for, let's say, the magical lightning rifle, who's close to 2 million?
In your current stage, it would take you a lifetime. But later in the game, at like the end game, you could probably get that. If you were to run the dungeon run, you could probably get that in a day, maybe a day and a half.
Oh, okay. So it's not
here,
outrageous.
yeah, it's not. Here you can use your in-game crystals to buy skins if you want. They release new skins like every 2 weeks. Some of them are stupid cute. And they're for specific heroes. You can collect all of the 2-star heroes in this game through the campaign. It's only the 3 stars that you really have to roll for.
And do these...
So there's one that you could get for Knight if you specifically wanted to be a volleyball player.
Do these skins have any special effect, or are they purely cosmetic?
They are almost exclusively cosmetic. If you buy an entire line, they will give you an account-wide buff, but they're not that significant for it to truly matter. It's like if you bought 5 skins, it would give you like 0.5% extra defense type of thing. And then here, there's these purple coins for each world that you're in. So like your tires that you would collect and scrolls and so on and so on. And like the further down you go is like the higher the world is.
Yeah.
And if you go all the way to the top, you would see that those purple coins go, that you have been farming. No, stay at the top there.
Here. So they're the lowest?
No. Yeah, they're the lowest right there. That's just world ones.
Okay.
So you could buy shards for Knight, you could buy shards for White Beast, you could buy basic type evolution stones. The thing that most people tell you to do is to buy these coffee grinders. And if you stack up 5 coffee grinders, you get additional, like your max stamina will go up. And it'll also make your stamina max once it goes to that point. So collecting coffee grinders is a good thing.
So I could do that right now. There's nothing I need these coins for, right?
No, the coins are specifically for this screen alone.
Okay, then.
Yeah, and you should get enough coins throughout the entire world and the hard mode to buy literally everything here. So it's just a matter of when you want them.
Mileage points.
And then this is the pity system here.
So 300 of the things that I have one of. How long does that take?
You've gotten one through a quest, and then you get 1 mileage per roll.
Oh,
and so if you do a 10x, you get 10 rolls. So you have to do
300 rolls.
30 10x's. Yeah.
And a 10x,
which isn't the best, but you can.
How much?
They give you 2,700 for a 10x.
So we're talking
diamonds.
Like close to $30.
Yes, if you wanted to buy it through that route, but they give you quite a significant amount. Like lowest end of PvP in both formats is like 800 diamonds a week. You can get upward to like 5,000 diamonds a week. You can get it through clan raids. You can get, and then they give you diamonds every time you collect new weapons. So you can, each weapon in the game you collect will give you 10 diamonds. Each hero in the game you collect will give you 50.
So you can also level up weapons.
Yes, you can. And raise their stars and everything of that nature too, yeah. And then that's an epic exclusive that has a specific passive if it's equipped to Tinia, the last one you saw.
Hmm. So even this level or 1-star weapon is just half the damage of this epic weapon.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't necessarily need the 5-star weapon, right?
No, generally you can stick with the 4 stars if you want. Like this Marauder here, you could get it up to be comparable. And generally a lot of those gold ones will be exclusives to your 2 stars as well. So,
Okay. So in
and
this
as you
level
collect
up,
things, like when you hit the level up, you see that your HP when shields are equipped goes up. And these are rings that you could equip to characters.
okay, so there's literally tons of equipment. What are these cards for? Are they just a stat boost?
Yeah, hit go back. They are stat boosts. They're equipable to specific units. So this is just like your hero book. You haven't gotten any heroes yet, so it doesn't really matter.
Nope.
So if you were to go to the hero tab, you would see your knight, and you could click on your knight and then go to details. And here you could equip that card if you wanted to.
Of course I want to. I have nothing, so I take everything.
And you can choose which weapon you want. So if you want to use that level 18 gun, you could.
Okay, so what do I do with all this equipment? Can I
You can
sell it, or
dismantle it. You can use it as the well, really, you just use it to level up other things, where you could sell it for gold. When you get to the higher stage ones, like 5 stars, basically, you can turn them into the pity material for specific
okay.
armors or specific weapons. The pity system in this for weapons is randomized, so you need a certain amount of it, and you can open these boxes that'll give you an exclusive weapon. Whereas the pity system for heroes is you pick the very specific one you want to get, and because of that, obviously the weapon system is easier to do every month. But hit that little tab right there, no, the hamburger menu, and
Oh,
let's see what all you could hit receive all here.
10
And then in
stamina.
challenge, yeah, you should get a decent. No, you only got 100 from that. Okay. But the game will give you a ton of resources as you go through. So you have about 1,500 right now.
I'm trying to get to the 2,700, you said?
Mm-hmm. But I mean, I think we could just like, oh no, summons aren't open. We'll go see what, you can click the rewards there and it'll give you more.
Where is that?
On the SNS that you're at.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Go to the rewards tab. Yeah.
Okay, so let's just run through quickly. Support and tank are very important when you're doing story. So how do I actually switch characters? Because now I have this friendly lady with me.
She's not technically your follower yet. She's not someone you own quite yet. She's just running around with you for story's sake. And when you are to get her or another unit, you can't switch to them in the middle of the map. You have to go, and whichever hero you have listed first on that hero screen is the one that you actually control.
And
The rest of them are controlled by AI.
what happens if my main character dies? Is the mission over?
Yes.
So even then, it
There's
wouldn't switch to
Nope.
them. Okay.
Nope. There's no way to resurrect someone in the middle of a battle in this game. I don't think. Yeah. And there are points on the map, like those big circles that we've seen a couple times with like more circles and more circles. If you like go to them, you can like resurrect characters and get full health there. But they're specific to these main stages here.
I really like that combat system. It's really cool, like dynamic. Most of the time, games feel a little bit static. I think I didn't have a gacha where I actually have to be engaged in the first, what, like 20 levels?
Hmm.
Because usually it's just, oh, you unlock auto mode and then you hit the autoplay button, and for the next like 4, 5, 10 stages, there is no challenge. And yeah, here I actually, like, not that it's challenging, but it's engaging, which is
Yeah.
very good. So I assume it will just carry on through the entire game, that there is more and more things to do on these maps. Oh, there's the doggy again. I need to get... Okay. So is there a lot of telegraphed attacks like this that the bosses have?
Yes. Yeah. All of the boss attacks will be telegraphed except for distance closers. There's a couple of bosses that do not let you try to play far away from it. So if you do, they will like teleport and hit you, type of thing.
It did it again. They do a really good job with how their whole sprites and stuff looks like. It looks really lovely. Like, this is the kind of uh, graphic style that I really enjoy.
Hmm.
When it's like this 8-bit, 16-bit graphic style, but with really good um, sprites that they draw.
Hmm.
Because it doesn't just look like... Uh, what was it? Binding of Isaac? I didn't like that graphic style for whatever reason.
You will run across her at least once a world, and it's always a different challenge completely.
Also, she's challenging me to all these different things and helps me out.
Generally, she'll give you one of those gold pieces, but
Mm-hmm.
sometimes she'll give you, like in this one, you get a key. Sometimes you get keys to either side quests or you get, in this specific one, it's a main quest scenario where you have to get this key to get to the next area.
Oh, cool. And she gives me a card. So I see this pop up a lot of times, like that comes here right in the middle. That is for the affiliation, I assume. Like if I'm a good character or a bad character.
There's no way to truly be a bad character in the game at the moment. There's not enough. There's too many forced good decisions. Actually, you didn't have to do this part, but it's good that you did.
I just walked up and
It'll-
I want
well,
to...
you needed the key to do that, but that'll help you get like the last star piece and stuff like that. So there you
Yes!
go, just fast enough. And you'll get some claws for White Beast too.
Cool. Oh, another boss. Oh, so now he attacks. Can he take damage from the boss?
Yep, he's a tank. Lorraine previously couldn't because she's not technically in your party, but he can. White Beast can.
So when I go back to a world, everything that I unlocked will remain, or do I have to unlock the things again?
Anything you pick up will be gone, but a lot of the world will reset.
So I
So
would
like
have to get the
the
key again?
puzzles you'll have to. No, I think once that's unlocked, it's unlocked for good.
Okay.
But
So,
like things like boxes and stuff like that will reset. In bushes.
because we are a little trapped on time, want to get to the summons.
Yep. should be able to do it now, I think.
Yes, that is the level 4.
Yep. So the first summon here, as you can see, is free. So you're going to do the single summon here, and then it'll give you that 300 back.
So what is the daily discount?
So you have to have a paid gems. Like if you paid for gems, they'll let you do 1 roll or 3 rolls a day for 100 each.
Okay.
Normally it's 300 diamonds, and then if you do a 10x, it's 2,700, so you get 1 free.
Is the first one fixed, or can I get any character?
You can get any character right here. But, oh, actually, no, it is fixed. I lied. Lorraine is always the character you get. That's the innkeeper that we had on the map earlier.
So let's just... Is there a chance up for the 10x, or is it just convenience?
You just get 1 summon free. But you're a new player as well, so there is a hero and an equipment gacha in this game, as you can see.
Yes.
And there's an exclusive weapon for each hero that's on the banner. So hers is Shangri-La.
Mm-hmm.
And it obviously gives her bonuses and stuff like that. So you could either roll on for their exclusive weapons, or you could roll for the heroes themselves. And there's multiple banners each week. So I would roll for heroes for sure for right now. But the thing to note is that new accounts, the first 30 summons on each of them, you're guaranteed to get like one of the highest rarities. So you see how at the left right now it says once guaranteed summon, guaranteed unique hero in the next 29 summons.
Mm-hmm.
So if you were to do 3 10x's, you would be guaranteed to get a hero. I would summon here on Bari. She's the best unit in the game.
Okay.
Yep, her right there, this flower girl. She does a Kamehameha, basically. Like, see how she just holds an energy beam above her head?
Where does it say that I would get an extra summon here?
It's just math.
Okay. Yeah. I see it now. Because I was like, oh, shouldn't it say 10 plus 1? Because that's what a lot of games do. And it's, yeah, it's just... Okay. Then I guess I will do the summons when I have played a little bit more, because we are already close to, or we are over an hour, and I think most of the very early beginner questions have been answered.
There's only one thing left that we haven't gone over, and that's awakening stones. So I can try to help you with that real quick. You should get awakening stones across the first map here. You could choose between White Beast or Lorraine as your second party member, but go to details. And if you wanted to play as White Beast, you would just move him in front of Knight on the other screen.
And then hero stones
if
is
you want,
evolution or
click the
awakening?
Awakening. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll just walk you through this real quick. As you can see, it's like a big web of things. This is probably the one resource they skimp you on the most. But you see how there's that hero in the center there?
Yeah.
If you do the entire circle around it, you'll get the opportunity to do this. And you can do this for every hero in the game. I would recommend doing that so you can actually use their chain skill if you're to put them in their party. But for everyone else, you don't have any attack stones yet. You want to make sure that you're specifically picking the person that you want to level up and invest in, because these awakening stones are the most sacred resource in the game.
So I just clicked on the dungeon, and they have different days for these 3 different stones.
Yeah, and then this is actually a very fun thing. Basically all you do is you smash cars, and everybody in the city is getting mad at you because you're destroying their cars. I don't really understand the lore behind it, but that's what happens. Pretty fun. It's probably my favorite thing in the game. And very therapeutic to just run around and smash cars.
There's this rainbow stone. That is
Those are
definitely.
dreamstones. Yeah. You need the dreamstones to unlock the bigger passives.
Oh, okay. So there's these three stones, right? The red one, the blue one, and the green one, and then these
Hmm.
dream stones on Sunday.
Yep.
So,
And then there's also a legendary stone, which is that yellow one and yellow and red one you see on the screen there.
hmm?
And those are used for like the very, very best passive skills.
So since the Sunday one seems to be like a limited resource, is everything gated around the Sunday one
No.
in terms of passives, or do you not need like
Oh, well, yeah,
insane
you need
amount?
them for the main passives. You need dreamstones, but the redstones give you
Hmm.
like all those extra things there. Like click one of the smaller red ones. You can
Yeah.
see there it increases your attack by 0.4%. So those are still worth doing.
So and
And the difference between like a max level person and a max level person with awakening stone is probably like 4 to 5x. So these are very
that
important
big.
on your best characters.
So is it possible to unlock everything here, or is there like builds that you would
Yeah,
go
I
for?
have I have three. Okay, so I'll walk you through the guides that I generally give people right off the bat is um you want to go from the major things to major things. So right now the white beast in the center that you see there,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
the shiny one, yeah, that's what I would consider a major node.
Mm-hmm.
And as you get the star level of white beast up, this tree will get bigger and bigger and bigger, and for each star there will be at least one more node that looks like that white beast
Mm-hmm.
one. So generally what I would recommend for people to do right now is if they're a 2-star unit, just do that first circle and get that chain skill, and then wait till they're the next rarity up. So right now male knight is 1-star. You'll get him to 3-star very quickly in the game as you progress.
Yeah.
And then you'll see that you have more of that circle with the shiny passive in the center. Just
Mm-hmm.
go from one to the other of that until you actually land on a team comp that you want to use for the rest of the game.
Okay, so and the star level, I guess, is then hero evolution.
Correct. Yeah, you need with White Beast you need 40 stones for him to get to level 2.
And these stones were the ones that I could buy in the shop, right?
Yeah, the
Via the
shards. Yeah.
points that I get
You
the.
could do it there, or if you go back to the rift area that we were at earlier, you'll see that there's evolution. Like, go to adventure here, and then rift. You'll
Oh,
see on the right that there's
this
3
one.
different types of evolution dungeons.
I have
Uh,
resource awakening, skilled, solo, and damage reduction.
the
Fire
ones
and
on the
light
right
type
are,
evolution.
yeah.
So
So
it's
you
one
can
of
either
these.
get, yeah, he's a water type, so he'd be at the bottom there. Yeah, and you
Hmm.
can see this is a dark one, so all it's gonna do is drop dark shards, but the next one should be a water shard. Like if you're to do the level 20 or the next dungeon after you beat this one, you'll see that white beast shards are right there as well. And
Yep.
so you could farm this dungeon to get shards for white beast. And the only thing that changes with the dungeons, you'll see it either switches between dark and water,
Hmm.
and then the main unit on the left, which is the rare unit, they have their own dungeons that you farm per level upgrade. So you see how it goes 20 to 40, and then it'll go 40 to 60. So that's Marina's dungeon, and if you go down one more,
This one.
sure, that is Arabelle's, and now you're on the second. Yeah, see the far left there is
Yeah, this
Arabelle.
one.
Well, this is the challenge stage, so you could get any of them. Yeah,
Oh, okay. So
the one on the far left is the rarest.
so
Oh,
this
like for each dungeon. Yeah, well,
red hood.
this one is you pick the worst one for us to go through because it's a challenge dungeon where you could get any of them. But like if you go to the next 40 here, yeah. So yeah, far left is the highest
Marina.
rated character you could get, Marina, and then you can see the rest of them are 2-star units. So Those drop more frequently, and then Marina is the rarest shard you could get.
Can I get shards for heroes that I don't yet have?
You can get the shards for them, but you can't unlock the hero via shards.
Yeah. So just because it said here no hero, so it's still worthwhile to farm these and get the shards until you get the hero, so you don't have to wait and never do them. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. You specifically want to try to make a mono element team as you progress. And generally, how I recommend team building is you roll the 10x on heroes until you get a 3-star unit, which is the super rare units. And then you just make teams around that element. And the reason why it's recommended you do it that way is because then you only have to farm one type of dungeon over and over and over again. Whereas if you had a rainbow team, like you had one dark, one water, one light, you would then have to go farm those 3 different dungeons. So it's just a lot easier and resource efficient to just have a mono element team as you
Because
progress
you
in the
only
game.
need to farm one dungeon, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, so
But that's most of the game for you, man.
cool. Thank you so much for taking the time. Definitely learned a lot. Was definitely a good knowledge bomb that was dropped, and easier than researching it by myself, definitely. Uh, yeah, it is a ton of fun. There seems to be so many things to do, and uh, just a gameplay alone is something that I can definitely get hooked at. And I have a longer commute to work, so uh, in there, definitely playing this. Um, I have to manage my gacha addiction somehow. There's so many things to collect. So since I'm here, uh, I get these progress stages throughout for these.
Hero developments, yeah.
Oh, cool. So that's
And you can
another way
see
to get resources.
mhm. If you go to profile here, you'll see that each star level changes their appearance as well.
Okay, that is cool. So how will the white beast look like? Oh, it will just grow really big.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so yeah, then I will go ahead and edit this down and play some more to do one summon that I will tack at the end, and uh you can all be excited and see what I might get. I hope I get something good. Uh but probably I will just get 2-star.
Yeah, you'll probably get a lot of 2-stars. You might get lucky with the 3-star, but
So
within your first 3 10x's, you're guaranteed to get one. So that's
so
good.
this is the star level, right?
Hmm.
1-star, 2-star, 3-star. Why is 5-star not the highest?
You have to ascend every hero in the game to 5-star.
Okay.
3-star starts is the highest you can roll.
Okay. Cool. Um then before we end, there's just one last thing. Battle Pass. How good is it? Is it worth investing?
Uh, I've found that you don't need to invest in this game, but it's good enough to where you just kind of want to. Uh, I think it's worth doing. It's not worth whaling in, I don't think, because there's just not enough progression in that. But
Mm-hmm.
you find enough charm in this game to, want to roll for a specific character that you like when their banner's up, or things of that nature, or try to get more resources so you can max someone out. But you can beat the entire game and be competitive using just the 2-star heroes that the campaign gives you. You don't need a Nat 3. Nat 3s just make your life a lot easier, and they are the strongest units
Yeah.
most of the time. There are a couple Nat 3s that aren't as strong as Nat 2s, but when I say Nat 3, it's like natural 3-stars, natural 2-stars, those
Yep.
type of things. So yeah, I would say that this game is definitely worth it. If there is a gacha that you would spend money on, it's this one, I think. And that's mainly just because it's so free to play friendly that you just really feel like you're getting a lot when you do spend money. And this is the event tree here. Each time you complete a mission or a stage or dungeon, you'll get a couple of points. And you can come in here and collect resources and go down a decision tree of what you want to spend your resources on.
Oh, cool.
And this magic metal here is actually the pity system for weapons. So that's pretty good.
Oh,
You need 300 of this to roll on a box once a month, or 900 to do it more than once a month.
Flower Girl
and
is
then-
this Bari character, right?
Yeah. Both of the units that you can choose are the banner units. So you can choose which Maya which is the one in the background, is the new one, and then Bari is an older character that they released the banner for. That's how they do these systems, is they have a new character and then an old character.
Okay, so you can
have
basically
choices.
choose, and sometimes there's a character that you really wanted but didn't have the resources back then, but now you have them. Okay, that's
Correct.
definitely cool. Then yeah, you said this one, so I will wait and see what my first summon gives me. Who knows? You said this one is guaranteed on the banner if I do a lot of summons. And
No, you're just guaranteed to get a super rare essentially within your first 30. It doesn't have to be the banner unit.
oh, okay, so
They're just right up.
I might get it, but I might also get another. So yeah, I definitely wait. If I get one of those characters, that will be my decision tree there.
And I will let you know that Bari, even though she is the highest DPS person in the game, she's kind of weak until she's later in the game, and you kind of need her unique weapon to really bring the most out of her. She's kind of
Oh.
boring as well. So you could go watch some videos to see if you like her gameplay or not. You might like Maya more just because she's like the only exclusive healer, like nat 3 healer in the entire game. So
Oh, okay, so other healers are all level 2,
Mhm.
2 stars and 1 stars, I
yeah,
guess.
you get every healer that the game has to offer you but Maya for free. But what we can do is try to get through or get to a wall, probably end of chapter 5.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll come back and we can do a 30-minute account review type thing, and I can give you advice how to progress and prepare and stuff like that. But
That's-
PvP, I mean, it's literally you have one character, they have one character, you just
Oh, okay.
attack each other.
So there is not a specific counter mechanic to something?
No. Live PvP is very much a stat stick and a little bit of strategy, but it's mainly stat sticking.
Oh, okay. Cool. So thank you very much. Was a ton of fun.
All right,
Yeah.
man. Well, enjoy. I'll see you soon.
I see you soon. Thank you so much. And with that, I will also end the stream. So thank you so much for joining.
So now that we have finished the introduction for the game, we actually managed to get enough crystals to do a summoning session, so let's just get into that and finish out the video with that. So I got the recommendation that Bari is basically the strongest character in the game, very late game oriented though. However, why not just go for her and try to see what we can get. The chances are pretty good that we will get at least a 2-star, so let's just hope for one. Okay, so this is my first real summon. We have seen the summon animation. Okay, sign here. Signed with us. Okay, that's a rare, so that's a 2-star, so we get a 2-star, which is pretty cool. We get 1-star, another 2-star. Oh, that looks cool. We're getting some 1-stars. Okay, beefy warrior. And oh, she looks nice. So yeah, that was a quick summoning. Uh, this looks good. We got a lot of 2 stars. So with all that said and done, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, leave a comment, like, subscribe, all the good stuff as usual, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, enjoy the grind.